This is a help video for Chapter 5 Greenfoot to discuss public versus private access. In Chapter 5, we are working with the white blood cell scenario, and we have several classes that we're working with. In the white cell class, we'll just take a glance at it, we have some public versus private access methods. The ACT method is always public, so it can execute in this environment. Private means that it's going to be reserved to this class, and we have another private check collision. So we have two private methods and then the public ACT method in the white cell class. If you take a look at the bloodstream class, it has mostly private methods actually. You have the constructor, which is public, so that we can actually construct a bloodstream object from outside of this class. The ACT method is public. We have a add score method that's public, and that's because we want to be able to access add score from outside this particular class. But if we take a look at all of the other methods in bloodstream, they are private. Show score, count time, show time, show end message, prepare, they are all private. If you take a look in your textbook, page 83 in your textbook has a little note about this, and it says here that you may have noticed the private in the declaration of check key press, and that's because we want that method to be used only in that class. But we also have public methods. These are called access method modifiers, and they determine who can see and call a method. And so when a method is public, it can be called from other classes in the program. And that's why we are going to make the add score method in our bloodstream world public, so that we can call that method from another class. You should read through this in your textbook and read the green highlights over here because they provide a good summary. But we're working with access specifiers or modifiers, and private methods are only visible from within the class that they are declared in, and they are used to improve the structure of the code. So if we go back and take a look at our Greenfoot world, remember there was a few public methods in bloodstream, the constructor and the add score. And the reason we needed to put add score right here as public is because in our white blood cell class, if I scroll down, when I make a collision with a bacteria, I'm going to add 20 points. When I make a collision with a virus, I'm going to add a negative 100, or basically subtract 100. But please look here, you would not be able to use add score here if we had not made it public in the bloodstream class. The other thing to note here is that you have to create a bloodstream object in order to work with that particular method, and the textbook will talk you through that. But when you're dealing with private versus public, this gives you an example of why you want to have a method public, and that's to provide access outside the class. I am in the white cell class right here, but I'm using a bloodstream method. So that's a quick introduction to private versus public, and your textbook will talk you through how to implement that.